guys, welcome back to my channel. So first things first, if you do not own a Gymshark towel top, you need to. They're so comfy and soft and they're super cute. But this video today is going to be about body fat, losing it, maybe why you aren't losing it, some tips, and also how to lose fat while trying to put on muscle. A big thing with fat loss is that it's going to be 90% of your eating. You definitely want to be exercising a lot, whether that's cardio or lifting or gymnastics or swimming or whatever, because that's how you're going to be burning fat. Also have to be watching how many calories you are intaking. For fat loss, you need to be in a calorie deficit, which means that you are intaking less calories that you are burning. And also you have to be watching your carbs and your fat intake, because those are the two big ones that your body holds on to. Spot reducing fat, unfortunately, is not a thing. You have to lose fat on your body altogether. But if you want to target fat loss in your thighs, you have to begin to be doing exercises targeting that specific area so that you are toning up the muscle under the layers of fat in that area, because you have to be losing the fat layers in order to see the muscle. And if you're not losing body fat, you are just going to keep storing it there, and the only way to tighten it up is to add exercises and weights to that specific area. You have to lose body fat overall. You can't just pick and choose where you are targeting your fat loss. Some of my biggest tips would be maybe one, to start tracking your macros, at least beginning, because tracking macros just makes it a lot easier to follow a program. It gives you numbers to be watching, and it kind of holds you to keeping on track and reaching your goals. You don't need to be counting your macros. You really just have to be watching your carb intake. In fact, there are a lot of diets now that are telling you that you should be intaking more fats than carbs to be losing fat. You have to be intaking lots and lots of protein, especially if your goal is to put on muscle. It's definitely hard for me to sit here and tell you guys my routine or how to lose fat and gain muscle at the same time, because everybody is different. There are so many things that factor into losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time. I mean, it all depends on your metabolism, your genetics, how active you are, how hard you're working out, what your exact goals are. You have to use trial and error. So your body takes about 3 weeks of being on a same diet or same routine for you to actually see the results. So you can't just start a diet and 2 days later think, oh my God, I've been gaining weight, because that's not gonna happen. Or, oh my God, I look amazing today. I must be eating really perfect those last 2 days, because that's just not how it works. You need to give it at least a few weeks to really decide, okay, this diet's working for me, this eating habit's not working for me, and go from there. I keep my carb intake low, because for me, carb intake is what causes me to gain body fat. Whereas there are some other people that need 300 to 400 grams of carbs a day, and they still are completely defined with not an ounce of body fat. So another thing that people don't tell you about losing body fat, lifting weights is the most effective way to see results in losing body fat. You should be doing cardio, but if your goal is to be building muscle while losing fat, I would recommend quick, intense cardio like HIIT routines, plyometrics, calisthenics, because those are going to be helping you gain muscle in the process of burning fat, instead of just running 5 miles every day, where your muscle mass might start decreasing because you're focusing more on getting lean and losing fat than building muscle. So it's really a balancing game with a lot of trial and error. It's super hard because there's a lot of different factors that play into this, and you have to find ways that work for your body, for your routine, and you have to just watch carefully and be patient and see what works for you to give you the results you want. Do not watch the scale if you're looking for fat loss, because especially if you're trying to build muscle, your numbers are going to be all over the place, because your muscle weighs more than your fat. And so if you're building that under the fat layers, you are going to be putting on weight even if you are losing body fat at the same time. So I would just focus on watching your progress, how your clothes fit, how many inches you're losing around your waist or your thighs or your back, and also noticing a difference in strength as you're lifting weights. I recommend drinking lots of whey protein after your workout, about a half hour max, I would say. You want to get your protein in every meal that you're eating, but if you're looking to build muscle, I would drink whey protein up to a half hour after your workout for best results. You can even use supplements, non-steroid supplements, to stimulate muscle repair and growth to get that going faster. A huge thing with losing fat is keeping your metabolism consistent. So making sure that you're kind of in the same type of routine every day, but at the same time, macro numbers, you want them to be changing about every week or two. So 1 week, maybe do really low carb, and the next week do really low fat, the next week do more carb and low protein. You kind of have to play around with it. You want to stay in healthy margins, you know, not eating 600 grams of carbs a day. If you're changing it often, your body is going to be changing with it and keeping up with it. Otherwise, if you're keeping the same routine for a long period of time, your body gets used to burning that same number all the time, and you will probably stop seeing the results you want to see unless you have a perfect metabolism. But otherwise, you just want to be keeping your numbers changing, not in a bad way, not too high, not too low, but fluctuating the percentages of macros that you're eating every other week or so that your body can keep up with learning new ways to burn different calories, and that they don't keep burning off all of your protein versus burning off all of your carbs. My huge advice for you is just watching your routine, keeping up your metabolism, eating lower carbs, watching how much water you're drinking, eating lots and lots of protein, getting your rest, and even if you're on a rest day, get in the same amount of calories that you would on a regular training day, because that's super important. You have to be getting in your calories. Even if you're in a calorie deficit for fat loss, make sure that you're getting enough, that you're functioning and getting enough energy. So I hope that this gives you a little bit of insight on how to lose fat and gain muscle at the same time, or even just to lose fat. I know that this might not be 100% helpful to you because I can't sit here and give you exact answers, because there is no perfect plan that suits everybody. It's trial and error. You just have to be consistent and try different plans and different regimens and figure out what works for you. It's gonna take time. The biggest thing is just to be eating good, healthy foods, keeping out the processed food, watching your carbs and fats, and just keeping focused and motivated and making sure that you are exercising. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I looked up a lot of stuff, watched a lot of videos to at least give you some information, even though I can't tell you exactly a plan. But don't forget to subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you next time.